Dr. Peter Piot has served as an advisor to our foundation. He was the first leader of the United Nations program to fight AIDS, and today he's the director of the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. He began his career in the 1970s when he and his colleagues discovered the Ebola virus.
In epidemics, what matters is time. If you act early, you prevent so many more cases. But in order to stop an epidemic, you need to know how the virus is transmitted, how it's spread. With Ebola, we had no clue. That was frightening. When we arrived, this epidemic had killed 300 people. The pilots were so concerned, they never stopped the engines. They said, get out of the plane, and off they went. You need to establish a relationship with people. We've got molecular epidemiology, genomics, sequencing, and artificial intelligence. But nothing can replace talking to people and listening to people, because they went through it. In theory, Ebola should not give rise to huge epidemics, because only people who have very close contact can become infected. But in West Africa in 2014, 11,000 people were killed. Hospitals were closed, schools were closed, airlines stopped flying there, the farmers couldn't sell their produce. Epidemics and crises in general, they bring out the best and the worst in people. One of the proudest moments as the director of the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine was when, in 2014, I encouraged people to volunteer to work in West Africa and take care of patients and help with epidemic control. We had hundreds of people who volunteered within 48 hours, people who at the risk of their own life will take care of patients. There are constantly epidemics that don't make it to the headlines, but it's part of our human condition now. We cannot just wait until the next epidemic. I come from a small village in Flanders in Belgium. There was a small museum where Father Damien, he was a Belgian priest who was a pioneer in leprosy. He died actually from leprosy in Hawaii. And that for me was an inspiration. I have a very high degree of curiosity. A very curious boy. It must probably be really a disaster for my family, because I would always ask why. However, curiosity is the mother of science. It's the interest in science. Why are things happening? What can we do better? Plus a sense that we must share our wealth and our knowledge and evidence and science with those who are less fortunate than we are. And then, there's the world, plus a sense of adventure, I guess. Always want to do something. Today's world, the issues that we have to face in health, but also climate change and urbanization and so on, are so complex that not one discipline nor one sector can solve it. Every year there are over 6 million children who die, children under the 5. There's been enormous progress, but we still have a long way to go. So it's an enormous problem. Not only is it an individual tragedy for the parents, but also think of all the lost talent, that the world is lacking, and the injustices that are a result of that. So it is in global health one of the top priorities, because without healthy childhood, we can't dream of healthy adulthood and healthy societies. At the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, our ambition is to bridge that gap, to do excellent research, but also to connect with people on the ground. It is something that involves, medicine, social science, management, listening and working with communities. So it is an area that has to involve many different disciplines and also many different perspectives. And then what's really important is that we make sure that it benefits not a few individuals, but millions of people. I'm a strong believer in partnerships. And in our school, partnerships are part of our mission. It's even in there. We say we will improve world health through excellent research, through training the next generation of leaders in health. and through partnerships with local and global institutions. In today's world, we need global solutions, but that are locally relevant and applicable and involve people on the ground.